Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. These mother... So, the population, guys, the solution for population control on this planet is an interesting conversation right now because according to a scientist, the human population is on a decline. And they're talking about birth rates. So a lot of birth rates in a lot of countries are down. A lot of birth rates in the poorer countries are up, though India is surprisingly down. China is surprisingly down. And they're not, China's not a poor country, but India is. But a lot of other poor places, they're also down. Now, just 5 years ago, not even 5 years ago, 2 years ago, they said they were up, but now they're down. So I'm wondering, is it birth rate and what's going on, right? So we have people who are dying suddenly, just that's it. 34 years old, passed out, dead. 42 years old, heart attack. 43-year-old, stroke. 55, don't know. He's just dead. He woke up dead. So we have all of these things going on, and they're talking about population decline now. All right, so with that, guys, the scientist is looking at it, and they are nervous because they think that if this decline keeps happening in 50 years, the human population will be doomed, or 100 years, the human population will be doomed, or some shit like that. So 50 years is a little close. I think it's more like 100. But anyway, point is that they're looking at this as a problem. Enters the solution of the human army. So some of you are like, the human army? The human army is something that they're going to advertise and sell to civilians like us as something that's going to help people who can't have kids, right? So there are people out there for the obvious reasons they can't have kids. Their vagina's not working, they're shooting blanks, whatever it is, right? Or they have some kind of ailment that just doesn't allow them to get pregnant. All right. So now you got a scientist or a bioengineering guy who's also a filmmaker. His name is Hassim Al-Ghali, if I got his name right. He introduced an idea of growing babies in a pod. This was his idea. So they come out with the declination of humans, and he says, well, we can grow babies in a pod. We can grow up to 30,000 babies a year in these pods. So the birth rate of these babies, and the months that it takes to grow, I'm thinking 9 months, but he said that they would have 400 pods in 70 labs. I didn't do the math. So I guess they can get 30 babies out of their year. And I don't know if the pods are reusable. That's the other thing. I didn't dive that deep into the research. But what I dived into this research, guys, here's how they're selling it to civilians right now. Right now, you can grow a baby in a pod. And this is all theoretical. This hasn't happened yet. The guy has he worked this out to a T to convince humans, or to make it a commercial idea to humans, that you can grow babies in a pod. So he's pitching the idea that this is what he wants to do, and apparently he's getting backing for it. But all right, you can now, or in the future, grow a baby in a pod. You have two choices. You can grow the baby in a pod at home, which is probably going to cost you extra money, or you can grow the baby in a pod at a facility with 400, 500 other babies. Fine. Now, if you choose to grow the baby in the facility, out of one of the 70 labs and thousands of scientists, you can watch your baby from home on your phone or your computer. You get to watch the baby grow over time. You get to watch the baby's heartbeat. You get to see if there's any irregularities. So the irregularities of any baby, whether the kid's going to be born slow or crippled or whatever it is, you can monitor all of that ahead of time. And they actually work all of that out before they even put the baby or the cells or the sperm and the egg, whatever it is, in that pod. Before they even do that, they figured all of that out. So you can genetically modify your kid. You could be like, well, I don't want my kid to be stupid, and I want him to be allergic to spam, so he never eats it. And I want my kid to be smart. I want him to be an athlete and smart. Matter of fact, I want him to be the greatest athlete on the planet, and I want him to be smart like Albert Einstein. And you can do that. But what's the cost, right? What is the cost of genetically modifying your kid to be that way? I don't want my kid to have brown eyes. I want him to have blue eyes. Well, your kid's black, sir. I want him to have blue eyes. And so then you have your kid to blue eyes. Well, and he's blue eyes, blonde hair. Brown skin, blonde hair. You can genetically modify your baby to that degree. Or they want to be able to do that to that degree. Sorry. So now If your baby is in one of the labs away from you, you can buy a vest and you put this vest on, and when the baby starts kicking, you can feel the baby kicking. Fucking weird. But still, they allowing all of this to happen. Now, this is the commercial sell for people because it's going to enter something very interesting. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. They're selling this to people so that people go, oh shit, I can't have a baby. I always want a baby. We can grow one in a pot. Now, if you grow one in a pot at home, you get to watch it every day. So I don't think you need a camera unless you go to work. I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure they're also going to come off with a cover for the baby that you can put over so that you might not want to watch this thing grow in the first 3-4 months. Then after that, you take the cover off and you can watch it. That's me adding that idea in there. Anyway, but so now you got the baby at home. Now you have the pot, and when it's born, I guess like a fucking vending machine, you open it up and take the baby out and go jackpot. I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure they assign you doctors or scientists or whatever it is to also help monitor the baby. Though a lot of the monitoring is going to be remotely if you have the baby pod at home. And if it's at the facility, it's also done remotely because I don't think 700 scientists is enough to walk around and inspect every last pod, right? So whatever. That the case to the point, guys, of this whole video is that here comes the weaponization of this thing. Here comes them now talking about, well, civilian market's not doing good. Let's fucking market it to the military, where now the military can do what they want. They can grow a superhuman kid or human, right? And the growth rate could be accelerated. Instead of 9 months, it could be 2, right? Though I don't think that's a good idea, but nonetheless, if they can grow soldiers in 2 years, guys, real soldiers, real humans, us, are expendable now. Not even expendable, but they won't hire us. They won't have to look at fucking recruiting. They could shut down recruiting offices all over the country. Because now they don't need humans, they can grow them. Oh shit. Subject 895 got killed. Grow another one. That simple. You don't have to give them any benefits. You don't have to give them any real medical coverage other than if they actually get hurt. So a lot of the military will save so much money with these things, and that's going to be the pitch to them. So here's the problem. If you're growing superhuman soldiers and you don't need humans anymore, then are you really are these humans here to protect American citizens, or are they here to help imprison us even more? These are the questions that people should be asking when they start talking about weaponizing baby pods. Back to the civilians growing their kids and making them smart or whatever it is, that's going to be a problem in itself. Because that, guys, first of all, growing humans, especially for the civilian world, you're going to create a new class of society. You're going to create a new society with these pod kids, test tube babies. That's going to come back, right? And are they going to be different? Are they going to act different? Because they didn't have the same environment. They say that you can play music in those pods too, and you can with soothing music, and you can talk to the baby. If the baby's in the lab, you could talk into the phone, and you could talk to the baby essentially, and the baby could hear your voice. If the pod's right here in the home, you could talk to the baby there, but it's not the same experience. That attachment is gone. There's an instantaneous attachment to a baby and a mother being grown, a baby growing inside the mother. There's an automatic attachment. The mother has this almost instant love. Not all mothers, but most mothers have this like instant love. And this baby has this perfect love with the mother, growing inside the mother, not on the outside in a pod. So socially, is there going to be a different human? Because now there's a detachment. The mother's not looking at that baby the same way, nor will that mother ever understand what it's like to actually grow a child inside you. So now they got this pod baby, and now they're going to look at it as this object, or they're going to look at this as their kid. But as soon as this kid becomes unruly or starts doing weirdo shit, like fucking breaking the neck of the poodles and fucking, burning ants and shit like that, is this kid now going to be obsolete by the parents? So the parents are going to be like, oh, we didn't sign up for this shit. There's a lot of drawbacks to growing anything in a pod, and even soldiers. The weirdness of them, do they serve their whole life in the military, or do they get excommunicado at some time and sent into the real world? And if they do, how are they going to be received to people, humans, when they step into the world? So many problems with this. I almost hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime, and if I get reincarnated, I hope it doesn't happen when I'm reincarnated as well, because I think this is just a bad idea. This is a new society of people that people will not get along with, and then we're going to have that racial bullshit in itself. So we shall see where this goes. But other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.